Hello, hello. How are you on this wonderful evening? I'm in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, having a lovely time with my son, and here to share insights on the chapter found in Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich, Autosuggestion. And here's a couple of things. I really appreciated this summary. And what does it look like? Basically, you go through the chapter on definite desire, you go through the chapter on faith. But here, what he shares with us is the instructions given to connect with the 6 steps that are found in that second chapter. Summarize and blend it with principles that are in autosuggestion. So, what does it look like? First step is you want to be in a calm place. So, what I do personally is I wake up in the morning and I go to bed at night in my bed. And what do? Well, I have my goal card. By now, I know what's written on my goal card. And what's on the goal card? Well, the date that I want to acquire my definite major chief aim, my main purpose. So I have the date there. What else do I have? I have it phrased in the present tense. I'm happy, I'm grateful. What am I happy and grateful for? For what I want, and the amount of money is associated with it. So this amount of money to have that. And what am I going to give in return for it? Well, that's the exchange, right? I'm going to do this. I will serve. Serve who? Do what? So a high level view of that. And I've signed the card because I've committed. I've made a decision and I've committed to that. So here's the card. And what do I do with that card? Well, I go to bed at night and I read it. And I don't only read it, I say it. And like we talked last week, I add emotion to it. And for that very moment, before I go to sleep at night, I feed my subconscious mind consciously with all of the emotion of what my life looks like. I'm in my bed, so my pillows feel like the pillows they'll feel when I attain my goal. My sheets, my comforter, where I sleep at night feels exactly as if I'm there. So set the stage. Read your goal. That's step 1. Hear your voice say it, read it aloud, record it and have it said. Look at it. But that's the last thing I do before I go to bed. And then what do I do in the morning? I wake up and I'm very excited and I'm in this is happening. This is where I'm living. So when I wanted to live by the water, my goal was to live by the water, right? And what would I do in return? Well, I would save enough money. And what date would I want that? What would I feel like? Well, I don't have to explain to you that that's exactly where I am. When I went to bed at night in my bed, I felt like I was right on the edge, on the ground space before the water began. My view was the water. So you can have a picture of the water. So what you want to do is set the stage and remind yourself that you're there. Know how you feel. It's exciting. I go to bed at night and I can actually hear the movement of the water. So maybe you have a recording of what that sounds like. Wake up in the morning and I look out and I'm looking at the water. Maybe it's a picture of me on the water. But the main thing is to remind yourself that you're there. Live as if. So in the book, his first section in autosuggestion speaks to that. His second point is you want to do this in the night and the morning. So the first one is you have the goal card and you read it to yourself. When do you read it? The night and the morning. You add some emotion to it. You visualize being there. The third point is place a written copy of your statement where you can see it. So where is my written statement? My written statement is in my wallet. Everywhere I go, my written statement is beside my bedside. But not only do I have that, is I have a bank statement. And in my bank statement, it tells me exactly what the universe is sending to my bank account. It's on the way. It'll be there soon. And so I have that right on a magnet next to my fridge. Very exciting. I look at it, I see it, I'm reminded. So auto suggestion is the thing that really does help you, connect to your subconscious mind, command the universe, you're telling the universe, you know what? This is what you're bringing to me. You demand what you want. Okay. And you also go about every day doing something, taking a step towards getting that. And in your mind, if throughout the day, just say you go to bed tonight and you're not living on the water and you want to live on the water. And you've convinced, I'll never live on the water. What are you telling your subconscious mind? You have to create an affirmation and you have to remind yourself how happy you are to be on the water. And maybe tomorrow when you wake up, maybe take a walk down and read a chapter of a book sitting by the water. Or take a wonderful bath. Go for a swim in a pool. Even though it's an indoor pool, you'll be swimming in the water. You will feel the sensation of the water. So I don't know what your goal is. We're finished auto-suggestion, and next week we're going on to specialized knowledge. And here's what I want to suggest to you. There's 6 steps to set the goal. We've shared them. Go to the YouTube channel, listen to them again, pick up Think and Grow Rich. It's very clearly illustrated there. But when you set your goal, make sure you set it high. Make sure that you date when you want it to happen and never change the date. The universe is a trickster. Napoleon Hill does a wonderful job showing us examples of that. Tonight, we're going to go into book club and we're going to continue reading The Science of Getting Rich, which is Wallace Wattles. And it's, join us, sign up on the website and you'll get the link. In a Zoom room, we read a little bit. If you don't have the book, no biggie, someone else will read. If you do have the book and want to read, you get to read. Then we'll jump to a page of Think and Grow Rich. And what are we doing with Think and Grow Rich? We're looking for the pieces that we want to apply to our life. We're on the introduction right now, and we're going to be speaking tonight about the 13 principles. And we're going to read a couple of pages on it. And I think you'll like it. I know you will. It's about success, right? It's about how to achieve what you want in life. The 13 steps towards riches is what the basis is. They're wonderful things that you can apply and actually do. You can walk away and start working towards attaining what you want in life. Live on your terms. Live your life by design. Step into you. What does that mean? When it's not going the way you want, change it. You get the power to choose. You write the goal card. Start with a small goal, knowing that's not your definite major purpose in life. But maybe you need some practice, reminding you of how you can get whatever you want. I'd love to hear from you. And I'm so excited. I want to share that I met some amazing human beings. When I talk about the Napoleon Hill Foundation, I've been reading Napoleon Hill, and study and think and grow rich? My 20s, I started. I'm 64. I thought, I know this stuff. But you know, at one point, Napoleon Hill, while I'm studying, refers to a moment where he was writing all about all these steps to riches, principles of success and achieving wealth. And he struggled because he didn't have the application. How do you apply it? And I thought about that because I learned that this week. Hi, Karine, and I'm talking about Napoleon Hill Foundation and how impressed I am.
I forgot Karen was going to be away this week. I should have jumped on earlier. I see you're holding the court just fine on your own, though.
Thank you. And I'm really sharing how Napoleon Hill, why I love book club and what inspired book club is he explains at one point that he interviewed all those people, right? 25, I'm not going to be right with this, but I think it's 25,000 people that failed and 500 that succeeded. That's a lot of stories. I might be wrong with the 25,000 because it seems so big, but I'm sure I read that. It doesn't matter the number. What matters is he looked at both sides of the coin and he looked for the 13 steps they had in common. And he wrote the story for us. And you would think somebody that interviewed all those people and he knew all of those things, that he should have been wealthy and rich, and he did it. However, you know, when I heard him speak this week, I was re-listening to him and his tapes. I heard him share about the application of it. That it wasn't, he didn't find financial wealth until he realized that he understood it all. He read it all, but applying it was another story. So in book club, we talk about the application. Like, how do we apply this? Do we even want to apply this part? You're not going to apply everything, but that's what we talk about. That's what we do.
I also remember he said that he didn't really start truly understanding it until he started teaching it to others as well. Right?
Yes.
But I hear you on that. And I think, I mean, that to me is the brilliant part about book club. Anybody can read a book and sit together and, have a conversation, but we talk about actually applying it. It's, as you say, it's a
and
tool.
Different opinions, meaningful and meaningless conversation. Read for 30 minutes and then share. But I want to do a real big shout out to all of you at the foundation. The people that I met when I went down there and how receiving they were and how they taught those principles and how they changed my life. So, Uriel Martinez, if you hear this on my Facebook page, I have a tear of happiness for you.
I can hear you.
Yeah. And Don Green for welcoming me, and Dr. Hill, the grandson, and Lana. And my first person I met when I walked in was, Lefford. And it's just anybody from the foundation. I felt like they were giving me a good, hey, hi, you're welcome. And I felt like I was home. And when you get the feeling that you're home, you're in the right place. So I want to thank the Napoleon Hill Foundation for giving me the chance to understand what I've been reading in book club for 4 years and studying my whole life. So, and thank you, Karine, for joining the journey and saying, what is this thing you're doing? What is this? So
don't you remember? I was like, does everybody know
this? Does everybody know this? And I would have said, I think so, because I'm so naive. I didn't say I think so. Did I think so?
No, and I know we say this, you didn't take it for granted, but you kind of took it for granted.
So Karen, I'm glad you're here. We're going to stop the recording.
I know, I'm going to get a glass of water too.
And start for book club.
Although we're still live in Facebook.
I'm going to stop the recording.